But today we're going to talk about what it's like to be in the midst of realizing that you are now with the option to choose wisdom from all of the things that have crushed you, right? And that is a really difficult energy to be in, not because it's difficult to acknowledge what has got you here or what has been a part of your journey, right? Of learning to be strong, to fall down and get back up again, right? To fall down and feel like you keep falling into the same place and try to get back up again. Like, it's when we get to the threshing floor moment, that's when we realize we get to decide what everything after this looks like. So imagine a threshing floor analogy. The traditional analogy of a threshing floor is where the laborers bring the sheaves to the room where it is the threshing floor. And in the middle of the threshing floor is usually like a stone wheel. You place the sheaves on and they grind it until the wheat falls through and the chaff blows away or separates itself. It is a crushing process. In order to get to the wheat, the nourishment, the thing that not only does wheat provide sustenance, but it creates many different things that don't just feed us, but bring us together, right? And bring us joy. There's many things we make out of that one thing, right? Cereal, bread, crackers, pasta, whatever, right? And the analogy is that we are the same. Every one of us requires a different form or process to transform and to pull away the conditioning and labels and expectations of the world that we assumed before we knew any different. One thing we know is we come into this world with a cloak on top of us as we leave the womb, right? And that cloak is identity. As soon as you leave the womb, you have a label. You're somebody's child, you're a daughter, you're a son. And there's an expectation already before you're even born. Your family is planning a future for you. They're imagining what you're going to look like. And so you spend your whole life trying to figure out how to please them and how to perform into that identity. But it's not one that you've chosen. So now many of us are on this journey of trying to figure out, how do I become what feels like me without shaming or making the people around me feel guilty or like they failed or they did me a disservice? Because if you're listening to my content, more than likely you've been on this path and you're trying to do it with the most love and care as possible. But it's also very nuanced and it requires almost an aggression of some kind, because you have to stand for yourself and stand for this journey that you're trying to go on, while helping the people around you understand that this is about you